COVID-19 global impact. What is coronavirus? COVID-19 started in November 2019 in the city of Wuhan, China. This is a virus that is making dramatic changes on the way that people live. It's affecting high-class people and low-class people. This pandemic virus is bringing economic, social, moral, political, and more changes in the world. We can say that COVID-19 is a phenomenon that is transforming the world we live in. COVID-19 is a type of coronavirus. These types of viruses are known to give common flu, SARS, and MERS. All of them are considered acute transmissible disease. This means that being a new and recently discovered virus, it will be very difficult to find a cure for it. Not only difficult, but time consuming. The virus symptoms include fever, tiredness, dry cough, aches and pains, nasal congestion, runny nose, sore throat, and diarrhea. The virus is very contagious, and it can be spread by other people very easily. It can be transferred by touching surfaces contaminated by the virus. Also, if an infected people sneezes, then the droplets spread through the air, and people near them will get the virus. Since the virus is affecting the respiratory system, people that get severely sick require intensive care, which means that hospitals get saturated, and sick people with other viruses won't get attention needed due to the lack of personal equipment. Statistics. The recovery time for a mild case is about 2 weeks, but a severe case will be 3 to 6 weeks. The recovery rate is 83%, the death rate is 17%. 1 out of every 5 cases is severe and will need hospital help. 90 to 95% of the cases don't need hospital help and are able to breathe by their own. Vaccines. The first step on creating a vaccine for a virus is replacing the DNA of the virus and devising a formula that could be able to transfer the virus into someone's system without getting them sick. The idea is to enhance the production of antibodies so that the body can defend itself in the case of contagion. It takes about more than 1 year in order to make a vaccine for the virus. This is because of the amount of tries they have to do to humans. Also, the vaccine may cause parallel symptoms. In order for this not to happen, scientists need to make a lot of trials in order to make the best vaccine for the infected people. So the components of the vaccine are: first, active component is a form of the virus as an antigen that has been modified to no longer cause the disease, but to promote an immune response from the body. Second, adjuvants, compounds added to enhance the immune body's response. 3. Antibiotics, to prevent bacterial contamination. 4. Stabilizers, additives to ensure that the vaccine is storable. Number 5. Preservatives, that is to prevent contamination. Since a vaccine contains a lot of components, the scientists need to make sure that the components are compatible with each other, making it a really difficult task. Also, there needs to be a human and animal trials in order to ensure that the vaccine is effective in combating the virus. Implications of the economical positive effects. Manufacturers of medical equipment are having an increase in the demand of their products, which means an increase in their general income. Producers of hygiene products are having a bump in sales. COVID-19 is bringing a lot of customers to the brands that distribute these products. Since COVID-19 is an infectious disease, people all around the world are trying and buying products that will prevent them from getting the virus, such as soap in all forms, alcohol for hands, face masks, gloves, hand sanitizers, disinfectants, and more. The demand of these products inflated very quickly because of the number of customers that wanted this product. Customers are buying a lot of the products in order to be safe. In Costa Rica, a face mask before the outbreak cost about 98 colones. Now it costs about 500 colones or more. Globe, GlobeNewsWire.com states the following. However, with the outbreak of COVID-19 since January 2020, the demand for hygiene products has grown with an exemplary growth rate. The COVID-19 virus was novel, and hence the government organizations across the globe publish guidelines to maintain hygiene with the hygiene products including hand sanitizer, toilet paper, and so on, making this product high demand product. Then the companies producing them will get a lot of income. Economical negative effects. Implication: loss of jobs creates a fall in the economy because if people have lower income capacities, then the demand for common goods will drop, causing a domino effect on the economies as a whole. This loss of jobs is something that is affecting the world in a very negative way. A large amount of people in the United States and in the other parts of the world are having really bad effects on their lives because of this crisis. Having no jobs is really bad for everyone because they have no income that will help them stay comfortably in an economical way. People who win a low income in their jobs are having problems paying their rent and, more importantly, food. People who are winning about $30,000 a year don't have emergency savings in the bank. This makes their lives much difficult because they need to worry about paying their house, food, electricity, and more. According to CNBC, the social gap is also being reflected because of coronavirus. Adults with lower income under about 37,500 annually dollars and mid-income 37,500 to $112,600 comprise a great share of those who have lost their job or taken pay cut due to the economic crisis brought on by the coronavirus pandemic. According to the Pew Research Center, those groups also report having less in emergency savings than their higher income, above 112,000 counterparts. Environmental positive effects. Implication: the reduction of carbon emissions because of the great increase in transportation both by car and by plane. Explanation: cities, countries, and the entire world environment is having a really good impact. No cars, no plane crossing around the world is creating no harmful emissions in the world. Factories stopped and other damaging places for Earth. The ozone layer is getting cured, and skies are clean. This is a short-term solution, but it is really helping the environment. Euronews.com says the following: data from the Sentinel-5P satellite shows that nitrogen dioxide air pollution levels have plummeted across Europe since the pandemic. And NO2 is emitted in most cases by burning fossil fuels at high temperatures, as in internal combustion engines. However, Vincent Henry Pitch, the director of the Copernicus Atmosphere Monitoring Service, told Euronews that the importance of the drop should not be overstated. I don't think we can say that there is no any longer term significance in this decrease. However, in the short term, I think these decreases are useful. The level of air pollution is affecting cardiopulmonary health in general. So having less pollution at a time where this virus is around can only be a good thing, he said. This coronavirus outbreak may be affecting a lot of people in the world, but it's environmentally it is helping. Environmental negative effects. Implications: the halt of recycling efforts by many municipalities that closed because of social distancing. Recycling is something that we need in order to have a sustainable world. The coronavirus outbreak is making a pause to recycling services in the United States and in other parts of the world. The municipalities in many places have stopped the recycling because it requires contact in order to do the service. This breaks the social distancing rules made by the governments. Making a stop to these services is really bad because the community environment will get dirtier and less green. Still, some communities have made the decision to adjust or suspend recycling and collection, or gear up for potential disruptions. Dalton GA has paused collection service for 2 weeks beginning March 16, because curbside recycling pickup requires sorting by hand and there are many unknowns about how the virus spreads from surface to surface. This service is being suspended to avoid chances of community spread, the city stated in a release. Suggestion 1. Government creates funds for people suffering from job loss due to COVID-19. This is a good idea because if countries don't support families in need due to the coronavirus, then the economy will fall. In Costa Rica, the population who sustains the country are the mid to low class people. Costa Rica's economy is majorly based on production of coffee and tourism. The mid class and low class people work on those areas, and without their help, then the economy won't flow. Creating funding for these people will help them to continue having a normal life and continue working and helping the country in many ways. Suggestion 2. Governments uses the funds that were previously for transportation or other inactive activities to create means to protect the environment. The environment is the most important thing on earth. If we don't protect it, then the world won't work. Right now, there are several activities that are on stop and are not active. Those are transportation services, tourism, and more. This activity requires funding from the government. If the government stopped funding these activities and instead they invest the money on the environment and protect it, then the money that was funded in those inactive activities won't be wasted. But also it will be really helpful. The central problem and the general solution. Coronavirus is affecting our country in many ways. Something that is happening right now that is really negative is unemployment. Unemployment is happening because companies are closing or being on the stop and they need to pay all the workers or get rid of them. Companies are deciding to get rid of all workers that they can't pay. If this doesn't get fixed, then Costa Rica will get an economical crisis. The only way to stop unemployment is to create new job opportunities for those who right now don't have jobs. Some companies right now are able to continue doing all their operations. Those companies can be technology companies, hospitals, pharmacies, and more. If these companies reopen more jobs, then the unemployed will be able to work for someone, and the economical status of the country won't fall. In conclusion, the government should make initiatives and give these ideas to those companies in the private and public sector that are still active. Thank you, and this is the APA.